Welcome back to CFB Nation. I am your host, Nino Brown, and we got an exclusive interview with Cross County fullback Izaac Dickey. How we doing tonight?
Good. How about you?
I can't complain. One more day of the week, close it out, get to the weekend, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I know you got a really busy schedule, Isaac. With everything going on in football and all that, we really do appreciate you taking the time out to do the interview with us. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. My buddy Milkbox Russ, he lives out in Nebraska. He's a huge Nebraska fan. He's like, but please, I got you, my man. I got you. He's like, I'm excited for this one. I'm like, all right. So shout out Milkbox. He's a big Cornhuskers fan. So a couple rapid fire questions. What's the number one track in the headphones right now?
I listen to a lot of old stuff, so probably "Paint It Black" by the Rolling Stones.
Oh yeah, I love it. We're going throwbacks. Nice. Yeah. All right. All-time favorite snack. Doesn't seem like you're a snack guy, but what's your favorite snack?
We talking like candy?
Any snack, anything. Okay. Cookies, candy, whatever. Like if your go-to.
I would probably say Three Musketeers.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm liking it. Your all-time favorite video game.
I play a lot of video games. I'd probably say War Thunder. It's like a tank game.
All right. Favorite athlete, non-football.
All right. Ronnie Coleman.
The bodybuilder?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. I gotcha. And then breakfast cereal 101. You can only have one last bowl of cereal. What are you rocking with?
Fruity Pebbles.
My man, that's my joint right there. All right.
Sure.
You grew up in Stromsburg, Nebraska, right?
Yep.
Can you give us some insight of what football life is like in Nebraska?
Coming from rural Nebraska, it's kind of just like the focus of like the whole community when it's football season. Everyone's going to the games on Friday nights. Everyone's supporting the team, doing whatever they can to support the team. It's definitely like a culture out here.
Okay.
You look at all the 8-man schools, even 11-man schools in Nebraska. It's a big thing going around here, and like it's a cool thing to be a part of. That's for sure.
All right. How long have you been playing football? When did you start?
Yeah, so I actually started playing football, like flag football, when I was like in second grade, something like that. But I started playing padded football in third grade. We start padded football really young here, so I'm actually like really happy to be able to say that because I wouldn't be able to be where I am today without that. That helped develop me really young to, physical and be a fullback.
When did you fall in love with the game? I mean, we're gonna get into the position breakdown because there's not many of your position still in this day and era. But when did you fall in love with the game of football in general?
The game of football, I would say, I was definitely like cruising through football, like middle school and elementary and stuff. Like I wasn't in love with it, but once I got to my sophomore year, when I started to start and get valuable minutes, I definitely fell in love with it.
All right. Are you a Kansas City Chiefs fan? Are you a Denver Broncos fan?
I'd have to go Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, I gotcha. Who's your favorite Kansas City Chief player? Old school, new school, doesn't matter.
I'm gonna go with everyone. Well, everyone else would say Mahomes, probably.
All right, that's the easy answer, right? Yeah. You play the position that is like the last of a dying breed, the fullback. Yeah. What about that position do you enjoy? Like outside of being a running back, what is it about the fullback position that like separates itself for you?
Yeah. So the fullback's just unique, as you can tell. You're gonna do everything on the field, from blocking, catching the ball, running the ball. It adds like a different diversity to the game. You aren't just stuck doing one thing. You never know what you're gonna do next play. And once that play is called, you could be blocking, you could be passing. It's just a bunch of unique things going on all at once that you have to learn. Like you're pretty much learning a bunch of different positions, and it adds a lot of diversity to yourself and to the team.
Love it. All right, I'm going to ask now before we even go any further. All-time favorite fullback. I got to know and why, because for me it would be All-Star, but I'm a little older than you, so
I'm gonna have to go with the Macavickas.
Okay, all right. Now, why would he be your all-time favorite?
So my weights and strengths coach, he like did some statistics and stuff, and like compared me and the Macavickas when they were this age or going into college, and right now I am weighing like 5 more pounds than him, and we're like the same height and stuff. And then my lifting numbers are a lot higher. So like I think I just compare my body style and like how I play to them the most. And like I definitely have watched their film and stuff to, adapt to their play style.
All right, I love it. I love it. You are a violent runner, and I can't keep my eyes off when I see the film. So this past season, Cross County Cougars went 8-1, and you were able to total up 846 yards on 95 carries with 21 touchdowns. Tell me what was a highlight moment for you this season and why.
I want to say probably week 7 against Clarkson Lee. The game was kind of rocky. We had a lot of penalties and stuff like that. It was going back and forth. They were a really good team. They ended up winning the state championship.
Okay.
But we ended up beating them that game with a Hail Mary, so that was really cool.
Oh, all right, gotcha. Now, how was your performance in that game? You put up some big numbers. You get in the end zone or what?
Yeah. So I didn't really start carrying the ball until week 7, 8, and 9. So I was pretty much just being like a basic fullback for like the first like 6 weeks or so. I was doing like 5-yard pop runs,
Right.
Ground and pound stuff, and then we started running out of like we were rotating like 9 running backs at some point, but we kind of needed to get into a groove for later on in the playoffs. So I was getting like 30 carries the last 2 games, which was really fun. The week, I want to say week 8, I got 6 touchdowns, and it was like 250 yards rushing. So that was cool.
6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
My man, you was living in the end zone.
Yeah. That was our rival too, so that was the best part.
Oh, just digging in a little bit more. How that one tastes, yeah. Oh, that must have been an absolute lovely way to end the game, right?
Yeah.
6 touchdowns against the rival, waving to him as you go by. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. You just chose to commit to Nebraska earlier this month, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did Matt Rule's hire earlier in the year affect your decision? And what will it be like to play your collegiate career at home?
Yeah, so the first thing I saw that like really wanted me to go to Nebraska, like I've been a Nebraska fan my whole life. I live in Nebraska. I grew up here. I've seen all the years. How the coaching staff has been. When Coach Satterfield was on like he was getting interviewed and stuff, and he talked about bringing the fullback back. I was like, all right, yeah. I have a real possibility at being able to do this. I knew my body, I knew my capabilities. And that just enticed me to go to that fullback camp. Once I saw that was posted, I'm like, all right, I'm excited for this. And I was trying to get like all, prepared for that. But it was a fullback camp, so I didn't really know what to prepare for because there's like none of those around.
Right.
So the coaching staff definitely enticed me to go. And they're one of a kind, to say the least. They're the most genuine people. And they care about you, developing you into a greater person and greater player.
I mean, the fan base is easily top 5.
Oh yeah, they're crazy.
They are. Yes, they are. They can get a little bit lunatic-ish, but they are devoted, and they're all about GBR, and that's what they live for. I had the pleasure of interviewing Trey Palmer down at the Senior Bowl. Yeah, and he is just a great kid, and he made it to the next level. But he was telling me like the fan base is just like none other. So
yeah, I had to shut my notifications off after I posted my tweet because it was just going so crazy. Like,
yeah, I mean, especially with you being such a unique position, right?
Yeah.
They haven't really had that in years. They're going to turning over a new leaf, new regime. How was that camp? Like you said, it was a fullback camp. How many other people were there for fullbacks with you? And like, what was it like? Because we know what running back camps are like, but you said the position is unique. You got pretty much all facets of the game. So
yeah, so we kind of went there. I would say there was probably like 50 fullbacks, and it was also like a transfer camp too. So like a bunch of transfers were there.
Gotcha.
But we went there, did all of our testing, weighed in, all that stuff, and then we ended up going. So they have like this big, not Promethean board, but like a big projector in the facility, and they had a bunch of chairs set out. So we all sat down there, and they gave us a notepad and pen, and we pretty much went over like what the fullback consists of, like what they're looking for in a fullback, a bunch of history on the fullback, and we would end up writing that all down.
Okay.
Then we did like 3 different sections, pretty much like catching the ball, running the ball, blocking. And in between each section, we would go back, talk about what was going on. And then we would go do that said thing, like blocking, running the ball, doing drills and stuff like that. So it was really unique. And I feel like I definitely learned a lot of things.
How was the interaction with the coaching staff? How did that, go for you?
Yeah, it was really cool because at that camp, there was probably like 15 other colleges there coming from FBS all the way down. Like you had Rice there and a bunch of NAI, D2, D1s, stuff like that. So it was really cool. Then they also had all their coaches were running like stations for everyone. You had Coach Rule walking around in between stations, looking at certain guys, and then they would pull some guys to the side, talk to them. And at the end of the camp, 4 of us fullbacks actually got pulled to the side, and then we got pulled up to the players' lounge. We were talking to Coach Barthel for a while, the running backs coach. And we were just talking. I look out the door. Coach Foley's looking at me and like pointing at me to come. So I got up, and then I got pulled into Coach Rule's office and talked to him for a while.
What was the you can't just give us a little. You get up there. What was that moment like? Sitting down with Rule in the office. You know what I mean? Like you're just going in there for a camp. Next thing you know, you're with the man.
Yeah, it was definitely unreal. Like my body was just like, just done. Yeah, it was like, I'm like, what's going on? Like I don't like processed it until like a couple days later, what was happening. So it was really cool. He talked to me about like my 40 time because I ended up running like a 4.66 there, weighing like 212 or something like that. And I get in there, he's like, bro, I haven't seen anyone lie wrong about their 40 time in their Hello bio. I had like a 4.72 down in my bio. And he was like, yeah, I'm a really hard timer too. So I'm really impressed with that. So I was happy.
You're a violent runner with speed. Just loves to bang, right? You love the contact. It's apparent, right? You drive on it. Yeah, you're a yak guy. You like the yak yards, like a pinball out there. I love it. All right. We talked the fullback position. It's unique, right? But do you plan to stay at the fullback position, or is is the running back a possibility? Tight end, if asked to convert, like, are those ever been an option for you? I know you love the fullback position.
Yeah. So are we talking like high school or college?
At the next level, or maybe even when you get to the NFL. I know it's early, but you're in a position where it's unique, so that does help your draft stock, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the big thing for me is like coming in as a walk-on, you have to have a chip on your shoulder. Like I'm going to try to get on the field wherever that may be, special teams, punt, kickoff return. And I'm going to do that however that needs to be like I'm going to do everything possible to get on the field. I'll play wherever I'm needed. I think there might be a possibility for running back, very slim if I get a little faster, because Coach Barthel is looking at me to be like 215, 220 coming into college. So I'd be probably one of the heavier I'd be like the heaviest running back besides one of the fullbacks on the roster coming straight from a freshman,
Right.
That'd be unique. And Nebraska's, how like a bunch of colleges will run tight end sets as like their fullback,
Yes.
Nebraska is just going to run strictly fullback. And that's why they brought him to the roster so that they could like name the position as a fullback instead of like a tight end hybrid type position.
Awesome. So you're gonna be staying in your niche.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. You're a physical specimen for a high school senior, right? What's your off-season workouts like? My boy Milkbach wants to know. I see the supplements in the back. I'm no stranger, so I understand. So and you mentioned Ronnie Coleman. You're the only gentleman that's come up here and spoke about non your favorite athlete, non-football being Ronnie Coleman. So I need to know, what's the off-season workouts like? What are your regimens like? When did you start working out?
I want to say I've been lifting for like 6 years or so, but I've probably been lifting like full on, like mentally in it for 4 years, just focused on the grind. During off season, I tend to lift probably an excessive amount, I'd say. I would say the past month I've been going on average 7 days a week, which is not good for your body. I know that. Like, and I'm learning right now because I've been going through like some like tightness in my legs and stuff, and I know how to fix that. I just need to chill out a bit, stretch a little bit more. I'm gonna go to PT soon to get that help just for my tightness, but I just need to chill out a bit. And I've been stretching a lot, so like I'm actually getting pretty close to the splits down the middle.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. And like I'm really happy with that because like I squat 565 pounds, and most dudes that like do a lot of heavy lifting, aren't flexible. They're pretty stiff dudes. They don't have run form and stuff like that.
All right, so 550 for squat. What do you deadlift and what's your bench? I mean, give me the max. I gotta hear it now.
All right, so like I said, 565 squat, and that could be very well 6 plates soon, hopefully. And then my deadlift is 600, and my bench is 370. And my clean's 350.
Well, my man is a monster. God, I feel bad for people in the Big Ten next year. It's good. You know, when you get there, the Big Ten, these linebackers, oh my Lord, I'm fired up. I can't wait. My boy Milkbox will be chirping the whole time you're there, my man. I'm excited to watch it. All right, I got a couple more questions. You know, I know you're a busy guy before I let you go. Have you taken any visits outside of the camp in Nebraska? And if you did, what was the atmosphere like when you were there?
So I went on a practice visit back in towards like track season and stuff. That was really cool because like I think I was the first fullback on camp, like actual fullback on campus in 20 some years, you know, who would be getting recruited. And it was a cool experience. The energy was unreal. You had coaches running from the indoor to the outdoor, you know, all the players were running back, yelling and just stuff like that. It was really cool.
I love it. It's like I said, the fan base, it just, you know, those stadium, the fan base, it all goes down as, you know, top 10 in college football. So, all right, give me one thing that people don't know about Izaac Dickey.
Well, you know, I play a lot of video games. I'm an avid golfer, even though I am awful. I will lose a couple balls each round, you know, slice my drives into the woods every once in a while.
We under 100 for par?
Well, I definitely can get under 100.
All right. You see, you ain't a horrible golfer. I mean, if you would tell me
mediocre.
Yeah, all right. That's good. Well,
Could be a lot worse.
For gentlemen your size, I played golf a couple of years. For gentlemen your size, I know it ain't easy. You know, you got it. So being under 100, kudos to you, my man.
Yeah.
Who is a motivational factor in your life?
I'd probably just say my teammates. Just, you know, I've been with these guys since second grade when I moved here, and we've been playing football since third grade. So that kind of like builds a bond in your class and like the classes above and below you. And we came up short our sophomore year, getting absolutely killed in the state championship. And then last year we got knocked off first round, and we went 8-0 in the regular season. So we were kind of like, you know, we were flustered a bit, and we were just, I think it was like we were all in disbelief, you know.
Yeah.
We expect that to happen, and that probably was a problem. We kind of underlooked our opponents, but I definitely want to, you know, rewrite that this year, and I know we can with the personnel we have. And I'm just, you know, playing for my teammates. We all got one more year.
That you gave me a layup. Can we expect from Izaac Dickey and Cross County Cougars next season?
The least you can expect is a state championship. That's all.
My man, plant that flag. Say it with your chest. I love it. He's confidence. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you coming on. This has been a hell of an interview. My man Milkbox, I'm excited. He was so gassed for this one. He's going to be fired up when we drop this. I would love to stay in contact with you. Maybe come back in like 6 months to a year or whatever, and bring you back on and update how everything's going. But I'll be in contact with you through the chat for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love that. Thank you.
No problem, my man. You have a good night, and like I said, I appreciate you doing it with us.
Yeah, for sure. You too. See ya.
Later, man.